Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we're going to be going over the top 15 ugliest cars this world has ever seen. Really quick before we get into that, I want to say if you own one of these cars, I deeply apologize, but hey, it is what it is, man. You own an ugly car. I'm sorry to break it. I owned a PT Cruiser, okay? And spoiler alert for today's video, the PT Cruiser is one of the ugliest cars the world has ever seen. So I get it, I'm right there with you. But that's what we're doing today, is the 15 ugliest cars of all time. Media of the day is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 OG MW3 action. You gotta love it, you gotta love it. If you've never played it before and you like first-person shooter games, you can still play it now, just be wary of like cheaters. There's a lot of cheaters on that game, unfortunately, but it's still a fun game. The campaign is still incredible. The survival mode is really fun. The Spec Ops missions are pretty fun. The multiplayer, again, hacked, but still really fun if you get into a non-hacked lobby. Great game. Go give it a try if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's go right into it with the top 15 ugliest cars of all time. And coming in at the number 15 spot is one that is, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's still ugly. It's still on my ugliest cars of all time list. But one that I never really understood why all the hate came to it, the AMC Pacer / the AMC Gremlin. I think of both these cars the same. I know they're not the same exact car, but they look very, very similar. And the first time I ever learned about them was actually in the movie Cars 2. And in that movie, they're both there, and I can never really tell the difference between them. Nowadays, I can tell the difference between them, but back in the day, I couldn't. I always think of them as the same cars, what I'm trying to say. And they're both hideously ugly. But I feel like people think this is like the hands down ugliest car of all time, when I definitely don't agree with that. I think there's like a sort of a little bit of a tiny bit of like a special little charm to these cars. Like, yeah, they're hideous, but it's like a relic. They're like from a time that's now lost. I'll never see a car body like this again. Coming in at the number 14 spot, however, is going to be going to the Toyota Prius first generation. Now, obviously, I'm a car guy, and car guys don't like Priuses, yada yada yada. We all know the shebang, right? But every time people think about a Prius, they think about the second generation Prius, because that one was like the more mainstream one, the one that got bought more often. The first gen is so hideous, but it's also like don't get me wrong, the second gen Prius, third gen Prius, fourth gen Prius, those aren't good looking cars. The fifth gen is actually not that bad, surprisingly, but they're still not good looking cars. But they're not horribly ugly, and at least they stand out a little bit. Like, everyone knows what a Prius is when they look at a second, third, or fourth gen Prius. You know that's a Prius. The first gen isn't just hideously ugly. It isn't just a hybrid. It's an extremely underpowered hybrid that's extremely ugly, and it's so boring. There's nothing that separates the first gen Prius from any other like economy car on the road. At least the second gen, at least the third gen, they look different. You can tell that's a Prius. The first gen doesn't even have an own identity. It's a disappointment of a car. Okay, 13th place might be a hot take, because I remember when I was looking up like clips for this car online, people were actually liking this car. I've always thought it was so ugly. The Isuzu Vehicross. This thing has always stood out as one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen in my life to me. I hate the body lines of this. They went for this weird, quirky, bubbly design style to it, I guess. And Isuzu has kind of always been like known for that. I feel like they always kind of make their cars look weird and different. But this one just did not work, in my opinion. Again, there are some people out there though that like these cars. I've seen modified examples of these in real life. Like, there are definitely a little bit of a community for the Vehicross out there, but I don't get how. I'm gonna be honest, I think this thing is so butt ugly. And half of the car is like this weird like black plastic. What's up with that? Coming in at 12th place is, I'm not gonna lie, one that I got off of a list. I looked up a list just for like refresh my memory, obviously, on like some of the ugliest cars of all time, and this one was on the list, and I was like, yeah, it's ugly, but kind of shocked me a little bit. The Ford Anglia. The Ford Anglia is this old classic Ford. I believe they made them for the Europeans out there. I don't think we had many of them in the Americas. But they were just weird, tiny like Ford sedan thing that just looked really wonky and just not cool. It looked like if you took like an old classic 60s 50s Ford, you know, daily driver, commuter car, whatever, and just shrunk it for some reason, gave it the Ant-Man treatment. It was just weird. It just didn't work. The dimensions didn't really make any sense. It looked like the car wanted to be a lot bigger than it actually was, but I definitely don't think it's like the ugliest car of all time. 11th place is apparently a car that also has a little bit of a community behind it. I don't get how, but they do. The Audi A2. The Audi A2 is just a big rolling egg. That's all it is. It's just a massive egg, and it's just rolling down the street at all times. But somehow, somewhere, there are people out there that own Audi A2s, modify them, and then like go to car meets and like have Audi A2 owner club meetings and stuff like that. What the hell? This thing is hideous. I feel like it's kind of fallen off the radar. Like, nobody talks about how ugly the Audi A2 is anymore, but it is. It is so ugly. This is from a company that makes some of the most beautiful cars of all time. Audi makes absolutely gorgeous cars, but then they made this. I don't understand why German car companies in general suck at making like compact cars. I feel like they just can't do it. Remember the BMW E46 compact or the E36 compact? Both of those cars, hideous cars. Why do they even try? Staying in the country of Germany, I don't care. There are people out there that think that this thing looks good. Coming in at the number 10 spot is the BMW i7. Now, obviously, I'm a car guy, and the i7s are electric cars, so you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, that's the reason why he hates them. He just hates them because they're electric. No, the Tesla P100D is a good-looking car. The Rimac Navara is a good-looking car. There are definitely some electric cars out there that I think look good, but this is not one of them. The BMW i7 is literally just a big yacht on wheels. Not even a yacht, just a boat, just like a tugboat on wheels. It looks horrible. It's just this big giant rectangle. Everything is squared off. It looks so trash. And rich, weird millionaires that haven't talked to actual human beings in 15 years will try and tell you that they look good. No, they don't. This is not a status symbol. It's a horrible taste symbol. Oh my god. You know what I just thought of? The Tesla Cybertruck. Honorable mention real quick to the Tesla Cybertruck because I don't have it on my list, and I just now thought of it for some reason. Yeah, the Tesla Cybertruck is obviously one of the ugliest cars of all time. I don't know why I totally forgot about that car. 9th place is the Nissan Cube, though. I hate the rear ends of the Nissan Cubes with a burning passion. The front end of them, fine. There was this weird time period in like the 2000s when every car company was trying to make these weird squared off cars. The only one, in my opinion, that worked was the Scion XB. The Scion XB was kind of cool. It was like a funny little squared off car, and it actually still kind of looked like aggressive, which was weird. Nissan Cube, horrible design. Horrible design choice here. The rear end of these cars is so ugly. The taillights are like on the ground. It makes no sense. It's like when you see like one of those slammed trucks and the taillights are like so low to the ground. That's what the Nissan Cube reminds me of. It's a horribly ugly car. Coming in at the number 8 spot, yeah, same thing, but this one's even more of an insult. The Kia Soul. Obviously, we're all car guys. We all hate the Kia Soul. It's like a trend right now in the car community to hate on the Kia Soul, and I'm right there with them. Yeah, like plain and simple, I'm right there with them. First of all, the looks of them are extremely boring and extremely ugly, just like the Nissan Cube. But the problem is the Kia Soul named itself the Kia Soul, and it has absolutely no soul. It's an ugly car, but it's also it's like the Prius first that we talked about earlier. It's so boring. It is so boring. It's like they just pumped out they went into ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to make them a car, and that's what they got with the Kia Soul. And then they gave it the name Kia Soul and acted like the car had soul. It didn't. Kia, what are you thinking? I'm pretty sure they're still making the Kia Soul. Stop. Like, who is buying these, man? Coming in at the number 7 spot, again, another car that has like a little bit of a community behind it, a little bit of a cult following there. The Nissan Juke. Where the hell did they come from? I remember everyone hating the Nissan Juke when this thing first came out. I don't remember a single person being like, wow, the Nissan Juke is a good looking car. And now all of a sudden there are people out there that are like, yeah, the Nissan Juke's a pretty good car. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it is not. First of all, it has a CVT, I'm pretty sure, which is obviously a horrible transmission. So it's unreliable. It's underpowered. It doesn't have as much space as you would want for an SUV. And it's hideously ugly. The car just sucks all around. Like, the Nissan Juke is just a bad car. And it's horribly ugly. The headlights are the dumbest design I've ever seen of any headlight, period. Who thought that was a good idea? It looks trash. Abysmal, even. I'd rather throw up than drive a Nissan Juke. And you guys know how much I hate throwing up. Coming in at the number 6 spot, there was this weird time period where, for some reason, American cars wanted to capture the retro design feelings, whatever, of like 60s and 50s and 70s muscle cars during the like late 90s, early 2000s, and they made some of the ugliest cars we've ever seen because of it. And 6th place is one of those, the Plymouth Prowler. The Plymouth Prowler is, again, supposed to be like a throwback to the older days with the old hot rods with the big open wheels on the front ends. No. God, no. This is not a hot rod. It looks like if somebody made a Hot Wheels blindfolded. Like, this is just a horribly ugly car. The rear ends of these cars, oh my, they look like that one librarian that was so obese, and every time she'd walk by you, her level 5 million yacht would just be flopping in the wind. That's what the rear end of the Plymouth Prowler looks like. Also, the taillights, way too small for the rear end of this car. It looks like they look like tiny little dots compared to the massive trunk of this car. 5th place is another culprit of the American car brands trying to recapture the 60s, 50s muscle car or hot rod era. The Chevy SSR. It pains me. It really does. It pains me that the Chevy El Camino was such a cool car. Everyone loved the Chevy El Camino. If you go to anyone in the world, and like that's the one thing we can all agree on, is that Chevy El Camino, Democrats and Republicans, they both love the Chevy El Camino. Men and women both love the Chevy El Camino. Straights and gays both love the Chevy El Camino. Everyone loves the Chevy El Camino. And then they were like, okay, that's pretty good, you know. People like the Chevy El Camino. Let's remake that. Let's bring it back to them. And then this is what we got. And it was obviously sold horribly. No one liked it. Everyone made fun of the car for being extremely ugly because it is. And so because of that, I don't think we'll ever see another Chevy El Camino again. And it's all because of this absolute behemoth of a car. No, Chevy, we still want the El Camino. We just don't want that. That's not an El Camino. That is a horrible disgrace to the car community. And it's huge. It looks massive for some reason. This one is underrated in terms of its ugliness. I feel like no one talks about how hideous these cars are. Coming in at the number 4 spot is the Honda Civic FN2. This is the 8th generation Honda Civic, but made specifically for the Europeans. It's a whole new body style for the Europeans. Thank God, to be honest, that we didn't get it in America because it's unbelievably bad looking. But at the same time, what were they thinking? The 8th gen Civic coupes are already not the best looking cars. Most people would agree on that. The sedans definitely look a little bit better. But this is like a weird compact coupe version of the coupes. The coupes are 10 times better looking than whatever this is. And that makes no sense to me because, again, the coupes are already bad looking cars. The FN2 Civic is hideously ugly. So ugly, and no one talks about it, and it's mind-blowing. I feel like the reason why people don't like to talk about it is because it's a Civic, and so they're just kind of boring cars. No one likes to talk about Civics. But no, we need to talk about this car more. This is ugly. Coming in at 3rd place, we're getting into the iconic ones, I feel like, at this point. Like, these top 3 are like the definitive top 3 ugliest cars of all time. 3rd place, the Pontiac Aztek. Walter White drove one in Breaking Bad. It didn't matter. Even though Walter White had insane amounts of aura, he still didn't have any aura in the Aztek. The Aztek is just it's truly like, I don't get what they were thinking here. It's literally like it looks like if they just went to a junkyard, grabbed as many parts as they could, built a car, and then just threw the parts on there and like just glued them together, and they're like, yeah, there's our body. That's what the Aztek looks like. It doesn't look like they actually took time to like craft a body that works together. It's just all random things going on. It doesn't make any sense. The lines are horribly ugly. It's such a bad looking car. It also kind of looks like an egg. It's like an Audi A2 on steroids, honestly, as a matter of fact. And coming in at 2nd place, yeah, this one's just, again, truly horrible. The Fiat Multipla. The Fiat Multipla is a car that we never got in the United States, and again, thank the heavens. And it literally looks like a car with like 3 chins. You ever see the picture of those blobfish, those fish that they like fish out of like the deep sea, and they come up to the air? When they come up to the air and they get all depressurized, they like freaking just flobber all around over there. That's what the Fiat Multipla looks like. It is so bad looking, bro. This thing. What the fuck? What was the design choice on the bottom of the windshield there, where that weird bubble thing? Who designed that part? It literally looks like they took 2 cars and just welded them together. The top part of the car does not look like it's supposed to be on the bottom part of the car. It is so bad. It's one of those cars though where it's so bad that it's kind of cool. Like, I want to see a Fiat Multipla in real life just because of how bad they are. But 1st place, and in my opinion, easily the ugliest car of all time, and I can attest for this one because, as you guys know, I owned one. It was my first car, the Chrysler PT Cruiser. Yeah, the PT Cruiser. I mean, it's just so iconic. I feel like at this point, you ask anybody, even people that aren't car people, you go, hey, what's the ugliest car ever created? And they're going to say a PT Cruiser. It's just like notoriously known as like the ugliest car of all time. Like, it's truth. And it's kind of ironic that I, a massive car guy who now make a living off of talking about cars, started it all with one of these. It's truly something special there. It's some Mark Roden lore for sure. It was so ugly. This did not help me getting the huzz back in high school when I was trying to with my PT Cruiser. That was just not. They nerfed me. They nerfed me, to say the least. My dad nerfed me because he gave me this car as my first car. Shout out, Dad. You know, I'm still super appreciative of it. But man, this thing is hideously ugly. There's just, again, it's another one of those cars like the SSR, the Prowler, where it was a car that they tried to like recapture the hot rod era, but they tried to make it an economy hatchback hot rod. Yeah, that's just never going to work out. And sure enough, it didn't. This thing was just so ugly. Good car, though, honestly. Like, if it wasn't so ugly, I feel like this car would have gone down in history as a pretty decent car. Reliable, had a lot of space. I enjoyed my ownership of the car. I just didn't enjoy the looks of it. I didn't enjoy looking at it. Driving it, though, not bad. Not bad. Everything else, not great. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on the top 15 ugliest cars ever created. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels where you have that great mumbo jumbo. And like I said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Also, again, I forgot to mention it in the video, so I'm going to mention it now as a big honorable mention. Honorable mention to the Tesla Cybertruck. The Tesla Cybertruck is hideous. I should have put it on the video. It probably would have gotten into the top 5, to be honest. Actually, it definitely would have gotten into the top 5 if I had remembered it, but I didn't remember it until literally in the middle of recording today's video. So again, a huge honorable mention to that car. It is truly hideous in every regard. I don't know who, well, I do know who designed it. Elon Musk, apparently. What was he thinking? That guy was smoking something, because the Tesla Cybertruck is truly abysmal in every single regard. So I should have mentioned it, but I forgot. And if I did forget any other ugly cars, please let me know in the comments. There are a plethora of ugly cars in this world. There are also just a plethora of cars that aren't really like hideously ugly, that you're not like, when you look at them, you're like, ugh, get that out of my sight. But they're so boring that they're insultingly ugly, like insultingly boring, you know, and that kind of makes them ugly. There's so many cars like that as well in this world. So let me know what you guys think I missed in terms of the ugliest cars ever created. And thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.